Hello my dear Geminis, I'm Michaela, welcome to my astrology channel Todayenergy, and this video is a monthly astrological forecast for you, Sun, Moon and rising sign Gemini for the month of August. So the first days of the month we have a triple conjunction: Mars, who wants action, Uranus, who wants freedom and independence, and Rahu, the karmic lunar node, talking about the future progress. And this all happens in your 12th house, the most invisible house, the subconscious, the blind spot, all our memories from the past, all our subconscious patterns of behavior, of reacting. Before even we do the move, our brain already, like couple of seconds before that, has decided what to do. You know, this is a scientific fact, and that's your 12th house, your reactions and actions before they even manifest. So wow, Gemini, you might feel quite nervous or excited, impatient, and not even knowing why exactly. It's great, I must tell you, if you work with a spiritual counselor, leader, a guru, with esoteric person. Maybe you have your own astrologer, or you do yourself tarot readings, or maybe, of course, you work with a psychologist, therapist. So you might reach a great breakthrough, like this aha moment, the eureka, I know this, so that's why I was suffering all my life, that's the reason, it's from my childhood, or it's from this previous life. If you do the constellations or regressions, then you might just become very aware of something, and you might want to heal, you might want to burn bridges, get rid of someone or something in your life that is a burden that you no longer need or want around you, that is blocking you, because Uranus, remember, wants liberation, wants authenticity, freedom, independence. On the other hand, 12th house is of course about foreign lands, exotic places, isolation. So maybe suddenly you decide that you need to go to a clinic for some health research. Maybe suddenly you decide you need to go to Malaysia or to Indonesia and work there on some island. Maybe you can afford yourself to have a remote job, and there you go. Uranus is everything about technology, about internet, about computers, about applications. So maybe there is this maybe you become a freelancer, grab your laptop and relocate somewhere on an island to do your job from there. But certainly use this time to win over your harmful bad habits and old patterns of behavior and thinking. On the 7th, Mars squares Saturn, who is retrograde in Aquarius. You might want to check my thorough video only dedicated to retrogradation of Saturn this year, which will last till the autumn, and it's very important because it also triggers the square with Uranus that's with us already for a year and a half. So the final showdown will be in autumn. But in this case, Mars in 12th house, which is this inner itchiness, like I want to do something, I want to change something. Maybe it's about doing some exercises, but active ones, something like hot yoga or tai chi or some martial art, which equally helps your body and your mental health as well. Or maybe you want to relocate, to move, to work for an international company, but Saturn says, whoa, 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 hold the horses, mate, like slow down. It's still retrograding, so you have to think carefully, twice, 3 times, reassess, rethink, use this time for preparation. Saturn is in your 9th house. It is about traveling, it is about international environment, it is about working with your professor, with your guru, with someone, mentor, someone you respect. But maybe you're looking currently for such person and you're choosing. Or possibly you are about to become such spiritual leader, healer, tarot reader, but you're preparing. You're probably building a website. Yeah, because 9th house is also about popularity, about public activity, publishing something. Possibly you're spending now time isolated at home because you're writing your novel, your book, your thesis, because you want to finish your degree, bachelor, master, or just a course, but you have to concentrate, so you have to isolate a little bit from the society and when you are meditating, when you are on your own with your thoughts, you might receive this Uranian fax from the universe, this like insight, genius insight. So you have to write it down immediately, and this will help you for your popularity, for you to become the expert. But also possibly you have to first cross some course, some studies, finish your studies that you left because of some reason some time ago, graduate, deal with authorities, deal with documents, papers, because you probably need some visa, or residency cards. So you have to deal with those things, and maybe there is a little bit of a blockage there currently in the summer, especially. Public institutions also work slower. Many people are on holidays. Then COVID is rising again, so again there will be waiting in queues or dealing with this stuff online. So yeah, remember, final resolution is in your case about traveling or studies or remote work or publishing something, will be in the autumn. On the 4th, your ruler goes into Virgo. Good time for you, because Virgo is another sign except you, ruled by Mercury. So your ruler is equally happy being in Virgo as in your own sign. For you, Virgo is your 4th house. So your focus is on communication, talking through things with your parents, with your family. Maybe you're deciding to relocate, maybe you're gathering documents, papers, maybe you're looking for roommates, possibly you're selling or buying property, and Mercury is the lawyers and is the contract signing. Yeah, maybe there are children in family, or you're going back home to meet with your relatives, and they're your nephews and nieces that you meet this month. And yeah, because Virgo tends to be a bit more stressed, a bit more perfectionist, like really paying attention to details, to the task, to be helpful, to serve others. So possibly for a month or like 3 weeks, because it's your ruler, right? So maybe you will feel a bit more stressed, a bit more too much into the details, right? And anxious because of perfectionism, and trying to help at home and with your parents and so on. On the 9th, Venus from Cancer is opposing Pluto in Capricorn. Now, that's a tough day, especially for women, represented by Venus. At the same time, it can be a day of big financial breakthroughs. If we talk about business, money, politics, government, banks. And in your case, that's a financial access. Venus is in your 2nd house, so that's pleasure from work, pleasure from spending money. Yeah, like being generous with your budget on your own needs. But Pluto in the 8th house is controlling. That's why, by the way, like for women, we have to be careful around the 9th with Plutonian type of people who are maybe like bosses or elderly people, parents, or in your case that might be people from financial institutions like credit inspectors or tax officers. So you have to be sure you don't owe anyone anything. If you do, of course, these people will just make you pay back. Maybe you are receiving finally your loan that you were applying for, or the governmental support, or the scholarship, if we talk about studies, relocation to study. Think about, Gemini, what were you planning, or what did you initiate last winter? Because now the opposition Venus-Pluto is like a full moon, is a culmination of the process that started when they conjunct. And they conjunct 3 times, because Venus was retrograde in Capricorn. So she 3 times conjunct Pluto between December 2021 and March this year. Quite a big chunk of time, right? So maybe you invested money in something, or you started a new job, or you quit the previous one and you went to this labor office. So they were looking for you for a new job or paying you this support unemployment support. Or maybe you were pregnant and that's why you stay more time in isolation, and you have time to learn as well, to study, but mostly of course you're taking care of your child, of your baby, and you're receiving maternity leave money and support, right? So maybe it's about this. Possibly there's some news, revelation, because Pluto is like the detective with the magnifying glass. So some truth comes out about your money, finances, about possibly your private life and like intimate relationship. So maybe you understand more about the partner with whom you are. Hopefully it's nothing terrible, aggressive or violent, right? Or anything stressful, because truly Pluto in your 8th house, it's about this deep inner transformations. 8th house, like 12th house, is about subconscious psychology. It's about our memories, our traumas, grudges, fears that are rooted in something. They have a cause, they have a reason, and now Pluto might expose this cause. It might expose your fear of financial instability, insecurity, maybe some issues with your sense of beauty, yeah, Venus, of femininity, something like that. You might come to big discoveries here, and this all started this last winter. On the 11th, Venus goes into Leo. So Venus is of course pleasures, it's money, where we can earn money or what we invest into. And we talk here about travels, vehicle, studies, social media. So maybe you are opening a blog, or you start earning money from your website, from your online vlog or blog. Maybe you want a more beautiful, nicer car or vehicle overall. It's a great time while Venus is in your 3rd house to make some self-promotion online, possibly. You'll earn some clients, or do some business, trading or online business. On the 12th, we have a full moon at 19 degrees of Aquarius. For you, that's your 9th house. Full moons usually are revelations, culminations. In this case, it's about glory, about fame, because the moon is like a projector shining light on your area of popularity. So maybe some gala dinner, presentation, conference on which you shine with your knowledge, but it's conjunct with retrograde Saturn here. So you might meet someone who is criticizing you, or you are the critic. Actually, maybe you're a movie critic and you become popular here. Maybe you are meeting a professor who is telling you to try once again your exam. Maybe you have a decent result, but the person believes you can do even better, so they give you a second chance, and that might be after this autumn. You need to wait as if a bit more, which might of course bring frustration, because at the same time the luminaries are squaring Uranus and Rahu, North Node, in your 12th house. North Node in 12th house might be about that your future lies abroad, somewhere in a different culture than yours. And Uranus is also about like packing your stuff and just go overnight, changes overnight. But also it's about liberation of your inner stagnation and fears, could be as well overnight. Maybe you're helped by a priest, maybe you're helped by a teacher, psychologist. 9th house is all our mentors, the people we look up to and respect their opinion. But now maybe they're on holidays, or you have to travel to see them somewhere on a retreat, on a spiritual journey. Yeah, maybe you decide to go to do this Camino de Santiago, you know, like pilgrimage for many, many months. You just walk and walk, and it's tiring and it requires persistence as per Saturn, but at the same time is damn changing and liberating. People share that they come back after Camino de Santiago and they're not the same. On the 15th, great day for you. Your ruler, Mercury, in your 4th house of property and family, is trining these guys, Rahu and Uranus, in your 12th house. So good day for coming back to your past memories, healing some childhood wounds, remembering something from childhood that's important for your future development. maybe cutting ties with your toxic families if that's the case, relocating, leaving, yeah, releasing old wounds, yeah, like when you were offended by someone for something. Right, on the 20th, Mars goes into Gemini, and that's your first house, Gemini. And look at that, Mars will be here not as usually just for 2 months, as he usually does transit every zodiac sign for 2 months, but because in the autumn, Mars here will be retrograde in your sign. That's important. He will be overall 7 months till the beginning of next year in your first house. Of course, you might feel a bit more nervous. Of course, you might feel a bit more aggressive, especially if before you used to push away your negative feelings and bottle up your anger. So now it will be prone to, you know, come up as a volcano eruption, especially with Uranus in your 12th house. People might be surprised that you actually have such stormy emotions. But here, of course, I would recommend you, because first house is our bodies. Yes, Mars here can bring inflammations, fever, yeah, higher temperature. So of course, in the better sense, you might want to introduce this impatience and energy and drive into your ambitions, achieving your goals, being assertive, fight for your dreams, achieve higher status, higher positions at work. Don't fight much with your partners because it's the axis of first, 7th house, our relationships. But you definitely can be very energetic. Go do sport, run, do martial arts, because Mars is martial planet, right? Fencing, maybe boxing, tai chi, karate, kung fu, you know. What else? Fitness, definitely. So you have a long time to maybe sculpture your body if you wish to do so. 7 months. On the 23rd, the Sun goes into Virgo as well as Mercury is there. So that's your 4th house. Sun is, of course, life. It's attention, illumination of this spot. And in this case, your family, your parents, your living space, property. Where do you want to live? With whom? How? Maybe you become the matriarch or the patriarch of the family, like the responsible person. Maybe your memories from the past are illuminated. Maybe you go back to your homeland or home city. On the 24th, Saturn stations to go retrograde. Wow, that's not only this day, but I would say the whole last 10 days of the month at the very least, we feel Uranian energies. Uranus in the public space can be about revolutions, protests, people being angry, people wanted changes or going against the rules, riots. It might be related to Taurian topics like food, of course, like goods, like supplies, like products, cryptocurrency or finances overall. There might be news about the space, aviation, possibly about astronomy, astrology, science, genetics. This is all under Uranus. But in your case, Taurus, that's your 12th house. So maybe you decide to go on a spiritual journey, definitely, or start studying astrology, occult science. Uranus is always something unconventional that not everyone understands. It might be about some spiritual science, like astrology, definitely. Maybe you will take your decision to emigrate, to escape reality, basically. Be careful because here Uranus is stationary, so the planet itself is very intense. It's not moving any direction, and we might take sudden decisions that we later might just be regretting or be just surprised. What the hell did I just do, right? And it's your 12th house. It might be just a great time to stop smoking, stop drinking, let's say stop complaining, stop comparing yourself to others, remove your fears from heights. But also you might just be fearful of heights and not knowing suddenly why is that so. So here it's important, of course, to just be patient and work with psychologist, for instance. Because then in like already next month Uranus will be moving backwards, so we will, at least this inner tension in your subconscious will be relieved. On the 26th, your ruler Mercury goes into Libra, so no more Virgo anxiety, and also the focus from home and family moves to 5th house, to love, to romance, to pleasure, to children or your inner child. You know, maybe this breakthrough is about that you were not loved as you wished to be loved in your childhood, and now you must take care of yourself and be nice and gentle to yourself and allow yourself to be spoiled and pleasures and so on. If you have your own business, Mercury can give good deals, negotiations, communications, clients, business partnerships, or maybe if it's about your hobby, it can become mercurial hobby. So reading club, something about vehicles, cars, maybe you're opening a travel blog online. And of course, meeting, if you don't have yet a partner in your love life, then you might meet someone. On the 27th, we have a new moon at 4 degrees of Virgo. That's your 4th house. So you will feel it the most if your IC, the cusp of your 4th house, is around 4th degree of Virgo. So, of course, new moon can bring you news about or from family members and parents and property, relocation, new home, maybe just little retouch of your home so it looks a bit different now. New roommates. The new moon squares Mars in your 1st house, so that makes you a bit more impatient and fighty. Maybe there are arguments at home. Maybe you want to do things your way, but your parents are opposing you. Or maybe you just invest all this energy into DIY, do it yourself, yeah, and repair something at home yourself. The good news is at the same day, your ruler Mercury trines Mars, so you feel very energetic, very assertive, not rude, not aggressive, no, sharp mind with Mars, sharp, clear self-expression, good understanding of the situation, good deals, and in your case is 5th, 1st house, so proper attitude towards your children, good understanding with your loved ones, good for your business, especially if it's something to show up on stage, for example. 27, 28, Venus in Leo, your 3rd house, opposes Saturn in Aquarius, your 9th house. It might be a day in which you might feel criticized. Teachers might be a bit like stopping you or being against some of your ideas and aspirations, or ask you to wait for some longer time or try again, rethink, reevaluate some topics connected to studies, exams, travels. Maybe you are about to get this passport, but then the embassy closes or something like that. It's about maneuvering and harmonizing your close environment, your relatives, your daily routine and tasks, and 9th house, your higher goals and visions and philosophy. Maybe your relatives just don't understand your inclination into spirituality and astrology. Maybe you want to teach, so you have to balance between learning and teaching, preparing materials and being on stage. And this opposition also squares a 3rd planet, which is like at the apex of this triangle on the sky. It's called the T-square. And this 3rd planet through which this tension comes out, like from a steam pot, and that's Uranus in your 12th house. I expect that some Geminis will be like, I give up, I don't care, I'm sick of this all, pack up your things and go to Bali. Just take the laptop and escape somewhere, because 12th house is escapism. 12th house might be unexpected expenses, so prepare yourself that if you apply for a visa or relocation or university studies, you'll have to also, of course, somehow pay for it. Unexpectedly, you might receive a proposition to work in some international company, or to go to, I don't know, abroad, somewhere abroad, overseas, to work. So that's how, at the end of August, this ongoing, already for a year and a half, square between Saturn and Uranus is active once again. But remember, don't rush. You don't have to cut ties and burn bridges right now or at the end of the month. You still have time to reconsider till the autumn, when for the last time Uranus and Saturn will clash in a square. And Saturn will go direct as well. So yeah, but now it's like a preparation for this last battle, last showdown. So dear Gemini, that's how August looks like for you. Thank you so much for watching and liking my videos, and for subscribing to my channel. I see that our community grow slowly but surely, which of course makes me very happy, and so I develop professionally. I wish you a wonderful August, very prominent and successful. Take good care of yourself, Gemini, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.